Well, hello everyone. It's Dr. Tracy with drtracy.tv, the place where self-love, it is non-negotiable. And I want to welcome you to the secret steps to self-love, where I teach you the secret steps to healthy love so that you can manifest the life that you dream of. Well, today on the secret steps to self-love, I'm going to be talking about this thing called pleasure thoughts. And this is super important for any of you who find your dreams stuck in the D zone. What is the D zone? The D zone is that place where you find that your dreams have lost their traction. So, what is this D zone? What are these things called pleasure thoughts? And most important, how does this tie in to healthy self-love? Well, that's everything that we're going to be discussing right here on the secret steps to self-love. So as a self-love coach and a manifestation expert, those of you who follow me know that I fully believe in the power of our thoughts and how they manifest in the world around us. Well, what you might not know is that the thought portion of manifesting has 3 phases. Phase number 1 is something called the dream birthing phase. And that's when all of a sudden a new dream drops in our soul and we have excitement and we have passion and we have this thing called pleasure because we know a new part of our life has just been birth. The 3rd phase in the thinking phase of manifesting is called the manifestation phase. And this is when our dreams, they become realities and we're living our dreams and we're loving our dreams. And there is no doubt that in this phase of manifesting, we are filled with pleasure. Now here's the important part of the lesson. In the middle of phase 1 and phase 3, right here in the middle, is phase 2. And phase 2 is something that I call the D zone. Now, many people might think that the D zone stands for desire, and initially it does stand for desire. But here's the thing, when our dreams start to go on the slow track and they don't start manifesting themselves as quickly as our heart desires them to, that desire, that passion of desire can suddenly slip into doubt, and then discouragement, and then depression, and then if we're not careful, it can even slip as low as that we start considering the death of our dream. But question, how do you know if it's time for you to give up on your dream and let it die a slow death, or your dream is simply sitting in the D zone? The answer is quite simple. As long as that dream's sweet voice is still whispering itself in your soul, and the thought of not having your dream feels like you're never going to have the long lost love of your life back, well, if it's still sweetly pulling at your heartstrings, then that, my beautiful soul, means that your dream is not dead. It is simply stuck in the D zone. And I'm going to teach you how to put your emotional foot on the thinking gas tank and get out of the D zone and into manifesting the life that you dream of. If you notice, when I talked about phase 1 and I talked about phase 3, there was a common word that I used to describe both phases, and that word was pleasure. And that's an important point to make, because when we start to lose traction of our dream and we start to lose visibility of our dream, we then step into the D zone, the doubt, the despair, the disappointment, the depression, all the way down to questioning the life or the death of our dream. And it's no doubt that during this time we start missing the gas that creates traction and movement in our dream, which is this thing called pleasure. So the quickest way that you can start to get that traction back and get your dream back on the fast track to manifesting is learn to indulge in these things called pleasure thoughts. So what exactly is a pleasure thought? A pleasure thought is when we learn to experience happiness and excitement and joy with the idea that our dream is already ours. Now, I know to many of you that might sound like a bunch of woo-woo, but let me make a comparison to make it much more real. For any of you who have ever purchased a home, you know the process is to first go find the home of your dreams, then you put your money into escrow, and all you do is wait until the closing date until that house is yours. The moment you put money in escrow, that house is basically yours. And so how does that compare to pleasure thoughts? Well, here's your secret. Pleasure thoughts are your escrow. Just like when your money is in escrow, you don't have to wonder whether or not your offer is taken, whether or not they're going to say yes or no. All you're waiting for is the closing date because the house is already yours. Well, pleasure thoughts work much the same way. Pleasure thoughts tell the universe that just like we're so sure our next breath is there for us, pleasure thoughts tell the universe that we are so sure our dream is already ours. And then that prompts the universe to get busy closing the deal. So how do pleasure thoughts then tie into the world of self-love? Well, here's the answer. The quality of our thoughts affect the quality of our life. And one day filled with thoughts of doubt or despair or disillusionment or even the death of our dream is one day too many. And as we are stuck with ourselves to the rest of our life, we're going to be alive until we die. If we want to walk in self-love, we will not poison our thoughts or our mind or our emotions or our dreams with the negative, low vibrating thoughts that are found in the D zone. Remember, your thoughts are not in control of you. You are in control of your thoughts. And feeling yourself with feel-good thoughts is definitely an act of self-love. I'm Dr. Tracy, and that is your secret step to self-love to help manifesting your life. Now it's your turn to indulge in those pleasure thoughts and get manifesting.